If you're here in the building, come on in, say hi, get your greetings on. I'm going to be starting in about a couple minutes, just talking about what I'm going to talk about. There's so much stuff happening this week that I did not want to do a PNTV recorded, because every time I sat down to try to do it, things kept changing. So I figured it's best for us to just come on in and just talk about it here together. I'm going to try to make sure I can see everybody's chats, information, and give people a chance to file on in. So we'll see what happens. I just want to talk briefly about some things that's been going on in the news. Welcome in, how you doing? And talk briefly about just how we feeling about it all. Like, tap into our mental space and, you know, address some of these issues. Talk about some points that people have made on both sides of some issues, and just go from there. I'm not sure how long this live is going to be. I'll try to keep it going as long as possible so we get some people in here that's going to be interactive. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So whoever that person was that just came in, if you would introduce yourself down in the comment section, so that way I can know who you are. Thank you for being here. Trying to figure out how I'm going to start this off. I don't know if I'm just going to start off with like just random news, or start off with the hot topic, which is one that hey Ma, what's going on? So far you my only person here. So just talk about what's going on with the potential boycotts against the DEI businesses, the hiring freezes that are going on with the federal agencies, how that's going to impact you as a taxpayer, or how it's going to affect you as an employee. Touch a little bit about the 2 plane crashes that happened, and then we're going to just open the floor for any random topic. Welcome to the person that just came in. Say hi down in the comment section so we can know who you are, and thank you for being here. And then we go from there. So just give me like probably another minute. At 4 minutes, then I will just start speaking randomly about what's going on. I am Poetry, if I have not introduced myself. If you're new here, welcome. Hit the subscribe button so you can subscribe to the channel. This channel is supposed to be a variety channel, but I haven't been putting up many videos lately, but I'm going to have some time on my hands, so I'll be able to get back into the groove with everything I need to do. But we do discuss a lot of ongoing news topics, specifically political in nature. And if you are not new here and you've always been part of the life of family, thank y'all for coming back. Thank y'all for always supporting me. Okay, so 30 more seconds, and then I'm just gonna hop right into it. It's kind of gonna be the conversation. I don't know. I'll figure out how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start off talking about the potential DEI boycott that's supposed to have started today, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so that's 4 minutes. We 4 minutes in, so y'all know I talk to myself even if ain't nobody else in the room. So the DEI boycott was supposed to begin today, February 1st, and last through the whole month of Black History Month. Once that announcement came out, it was kind of like sparked by the fact that Target, a large conglomerate retailer, decided to join the bandwagon of all the different companies that was starting, that was ridding themselves of their DEI programs. When this happened, that kind of sent Black America into a tizzy. And one of the reasons why that was so much of an impact for us, one, we just came off the tail end of our favorite Uncle Snoop performing at the inauguration, our favorite cousin Nelly performing at the inauguration ball. So we were already hyped at looking at people who we thought was part of our team, the people we thought that was on our side, saying fuck us. They got their own personal agenda that they need to achieve. So we were already kind of hype about that. So when Target decided to get rid of its DEI program, it was like another slap in the face, because Target has been one of those stores that has continuously over the past 3 years spoke loudly about how they support black businesses, how they want to make sure that they are inclusive in their staff, how they're going to make sure that they have fair hiring practices, not just for black people, but for other minorities as well, in addition to the vendor space that they were going to have on the shelf. They were one of the loudest retailers that were out there saying, we are down with y'all. We got your back. We're going to look out for you. So when they and Costco was holding out, getting rid of their DII programs, we felt a sense of security as a people. So when Target finally said, you know, I'm backing out too, it was another motherfucking slap in the face. That's basically what it was. And I'm not understanding why a lot of these content creators out here that's on these blog and platforms can't understand that. They don't understand what's going on and why people are so angry with Target as a company. I seen people post up, well, why y'all not mad at Amazon? Why y'all not mad at Walmart? People been mad at them. But these companies, Walmart and Amazon, have not been companies that have been loudly proclaiming that they are down for the people, that they are down for inclusion, that they are down for diversity. Target has been one of the loudest ones. And because of that, a lot of black business has moved towards Target. Target has over 500 black businesses within their store. That is a beautiful thing. Nobody's knocking that shit. Nobody at all. But how did those 500 companies get in? They got in under the DEI program. 2017 is when Target began its DEI program. And with that, like I said, they got the 500 businesses in the store, the vendors in the store. They made sure that black employees have this adequate training. Why they feel that the black employees are the only ones that need adequate training or need better trainings to feel supported. That's a whole nother story. If you were already doing it, if you already had this in place before the DEI program started in 2017, then it would not have been such like, okay, now we're doing it. Now we're moving. Now we're going to find ways to make sure that we support the people. If these was something that they was already doing prior to 2017. But fine, they did it in 2017 and black people were happy about it. Same thing with Costco. One of the things a lot of people is not realizing or understanding is that the DEI program that President Felon is rolling back or is targeting is for federal agencies. Federal agencies. That is who his target is. So for Target, Walmart, whoever else to roll back their programs based off of the lie that they're doing it because President Felon said we had to, it's a fucking lie, because it wasn't targeting their programs at all. So I'm trying to pull up. I got my computer down here because I know I keep my notes in front of me and shit like that. Hey Anna, welcome girl. I just saw you come in. Downloads. I wanted to read specifically to you guys what the measure says. I gotta get my large icons up so I can see it. Okay. White House, Target. Did I not put it up here? God dog it. Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up because I want to make sure that y'all understand what the measure says. Executive order. Okay. It's on my phone. That's what it is. Okay, something else just popped up. Just threw me off for a second. Trump DEI purge targets federal workers who did not even work in the DEI division. That's something totally new. Okay. Okay. I want to get the exact wording because he had it on his website. Please pull it up. Please pull it up. Please pull it up. I don't want to get the watered down version of it. I want to make sure I read exactly to y'all what it says. Because this page I just pulled up is only giving me their summary of the measure. I hate to go to Trump's website. I hate to give it any fucking clicks. That's what I hate to do. But I think I'm going to have to do that. Just so I can pull it up. I wish I had sent it to myself from my phone first. Yeah, executive order. This was the exact executive order. Okay, here we go. This is the fact sheet. This is off of the White House website. So y'all can know what it says. Okay, it says today, President Felon, I'm summarizing his name, signed a historic executive order that protects the civil rights of all Americans and expands individual opportunity by terminating radical DEI prefacing in the federal contracting and directing federal agencies to relentlessly combat private sector discrimination. It enforces long-standing federal statutes and faithfully advances the Constitution promise of colorblind equality before the law. This comprehensive order is the most important federal civil rights measure in decades. It terminates diversity, equity, and inclusion in the federal workforce and in the federal contracting and spending. Federal hiring, promotions, performances, reviews will reward individual initiative, skills, performance, hard work, and not under circumstances, DEI-related factors, goals, policies, mandates, or requirements. Again, federal agencies. Target is not a federal agency. Walmart is not a federal agency. None of these places or these big companies that have been out in the news are federal agencies. So the mandate itself did not directly affect them to the point that they had to get rid of their programs. They got rid of their programs because they didn't want to have them in the first fucking place. They had to be forced to put them in place in 2017 in the first fucking place. So it's not something that they were, oh, let me make sure I do this all the time. I can make sure I'm on the ball with this all the time. You know, that's bullshit. So, like I said, I do understand that Target has trying to be, why is my crap not opening? Target is trying to be, has trying to be more inclusive in their hiring practice and how they select their vendors and things of that nature. They have been trying to be more inclusive in that fact. But the fact of the matter is, that they weren't affected or they weren't directed by the direct order, the executive order, in order to remove the program. So previously, before they removed the program, they stated, as of 2017, in every area of our business, we are constantly listening, learning, and adjusting to set ourselves up for long-term success. As we start a new fiscal year, we're continuing to shape the chapter of belonging at the bullseye. Somebody put in one of the comment sections, hey, Sonia, how you doing? Okay, charge up and come back if you can. What somebody told me or seen in the comment sections of one of my videos said that Target didn't get rid of their DEI program. They just changed it to belonging. Belonging was the name of their DEI program all along. This is not what they changed it to. This is what their DEI program was called beginning back in 2017. So back then in 2017, their initiative was to recruit and retain members who represent the communities that we serve and fuel a culture where everybody has access to opportunity and growth. As far as the guests are concerned, they were aiming to create a joyful experience through an assortment of products and services that help all guests feel seen and celebrated. Through the community, they would build deep and lasting relationships with the communities that they serve, driving impact, economic vitality, and connection that fuels loyalty. This is the DEI program, and this is what their main goals were. As of this year, 2025, because I think I was going back and forth with somebody that said they didn't remove it. Like I said, they just changed the name, or they didn't remove it. They on their own website. This is corporate Target's corporate website, okay? It says, throughout 2025, we will be accelerating action in key areas and implementing changes with the goal of driving growth and staying in step with the evolving eternal landscape. We will continue to monitor and adjust as needed. The current actions include concluding our 3-year diversity, equity, inclusion goals. 3-year goal. That's all they, you know what I'm saying? They just had a 3-year goal that they were going to continue with. It wasn't going to go past 3 years. It was going to be a 3-year goal. They stopping it altogether. They are concluding the racial equity action and REACH program initiatives that were supposed to begin in 2025. They are concluding ensuring the employees' resource groups or communities fully focused on development and mentorship. The communities, however, will still be open to all. They're going to further evaluate their corporate partnerships to make sure they are directly connected to the roadmap. And they will be stopping all external diversity-focused surveys, including HRC's Corporate Equality Index. So this is from Target's mouth. So this ain't just viewers out here in the social media world making up stories saying Target doing this, Target doing that. This is from Target's mouth. Now the problem that I have with Miss Tabitha Brown, and I know a lot of y'all love Miss Tabitha. I love Miss Tabitha. You know, she seemed to be such a kind spirit. I do know that she is a very, she has been able to try to give back to individuals as much as possible. I'm not aware of any community efforts that she's specifically organized, but I know just on a personal level, she's tried to give back and she's tried to help give exposure to other people. Same thing Target's been doing. They have been doing this. They just stopped, okay? So I'm not taking any of that from her. I'm not taking any of that from her. What upset me about her, upset me, I had the same feeling for her that I had for Snoop and for Nelly. I know a lot of people saying it's not the same thing, but to me it is. And the reason why I say it is even though Snoop has been somewhat problematic in certain areas, Nelly may have even been somewhat problematic in some areas, Snoop has been very dedicated to the black community as far as giving back to the community. He has mentorships, different programs and camps for black children, and does a lot in the city of Los Angeles for his community. Nelly has a scholarship program where he gives students 5 scholarships a year in the city of St. Louis, in addition to having different banquets and fundraisers to give back to the community in St. Louis as well. They also are doing things within the community, and it's like based off of Snoop. Snoop was like, you know, anybody to support that clown, this, that, and the third. He was always against it. He was so vocal about seemingly appearing to stand with the collective of people. And when I say collective, I'm saying who are just against injustice, people who are for equality, who are for fairness. That's what I mean by collective. I'm not just talking about black people here, but it directly affected black people because he's one of us. He's skin folk. You know what I'm saying? It's why it directly affected us in the way that it did. There's people that like, I didn't like Snoop anyway. I didn't like Nelly anyway. Well, a lot of people did. There's a lot of people who don't even know who the fuck Tabitha Brown is. A lot of people who go to Target ain't never seen herself, ain't never went to her section in the store at all. But now out here going against the potential boycott, which doesn't make sense. So like when she came out and she first did a video that was a silent video, there was, you know, doing faces. You know how black people do. We could talk to each other without saying something. She did one of those videos, which was kind of misleading. Because it gave everybody the impression Tabitha feeling like we feeling, okay? And she may very well be feeling like we feeling. But when she opened her mouth to speak, the words that came out of her mouth was different than what we were feeling. The words that came out of her mouth and said, look her, y'all. It's very hard for black people to get they shine on anyway. And now we finally got our foot in the door. Please don't shit on us by not supporting the stores in which the retailer that holds our products. Now, I researched Miss Tabitha because she has been in the spotlight because she spoke up. So somebody else had asked me, well, why is everybody on her case? Because she is one of the people that spoke out. So that's why they can't address anybody else until they say something. That's why they're on her case. I researched her. I researched all her different products, all her different businesses. You can get her products directly from her. You can get her products from other retailers nationwide. She not only has a direct to person sales portal, messing up my words. She also still has her Shopify account that has thousands of clothes on it, and merch on it. If you still want to shop with Amazon, even though that they somebody else who, we've been potentially trying to boycott for unfair wages to their employees and stuff like that. But if you still want to shop with them and use the service, she has an Amazon store. She has a deodorant line with another company. Let me see if I can pull all this shit up that she has. On Buy Black Main Street, she's listed on there every freaking product that she has. Her hair care line, Donna'sRecipe.com. She still has a website that you can go to directly and buy the shit from. Again, Tabitha hashbrown.shopify.com. You can get all her fucking products. Each and every.com. You can go buy her deodorants. So what she could have said to us, first of all, is nothing at all. She didn't have to say shit. But she could have said, here's where else you can go buy my products if you're choosing to participate in this boycott. But don't sit here and fucking tell us that we are hurting your bottom line if we stop shopping at Target. I researched that as well. Black people, we make up 9%. 9, the singular number. We make up 9% of purchases at Targets nationwide. Worldwide, because they got stores in other countries too. We make up 9% black people. So if the black people decide to go shop for her products elsewhere, it's not going to hurt her bottom line. What it's going to do is possibly hurt Target's bottom line. But she's saying, it was so hard of us to get our faces out there. Basically, she's saying to me, if she was back in the Montgomery boycott with Martin Luther King Jr., she's saying, let me still ride the bus because they let me sit up front. Damn everybody else. Forgetting the fact that she got her start, she got her foot in the door because of their DEI programs. So now that they are ridding themselves of the DEI programs, fuck everybody else as long as y'all support me. Another young lady came onto the post today and she was saying, well, why are we not mad at Rihanna? Why are we not saying it, pull your stuff off the shelves, pull her stuff off the shelves? Nobody that I'm aware of who is actually actively involved in organizing the boycott itself is saying for her to pull her stuff off the shelf. I said it as far as a long-term solution. You have 500 black businesses inside of Target. If we want to make it a collective fucking movement, hey Danzy, what's going on? If we want to make it a collective movement in a long-term sense, those 500 businesses could get together and create their own retail market. That's what they could do in a long-term sense of things. Those 500 businesses, because she mentioned something about storing and warehouse distribution, those 500 businesses can collectively come together and get a warehouse, own some space, buy some land in order in which to do that in the long term. But in the short term, nobody was saying pull your shit off the shelves tab. Nobody was saying that. They were saying within Black History Month, which is 28 fucking days, the shortest month of the goddamn year, to not shop at this particular store that we thought had our fucking back. No, people ain't selling their Teslas. Like I heard on another channel before, I think it was Tab, the other Tab, that said that y'all ain't giving up y'all Teslas. People ain't giving up their Teslas. People still shopping at Amazon. People still going to Walmart. But they are looking again at the fact that Target has been the one who has been so loud and so vocal about how fucking down they are with the people. And for them to now turn their backs is a slap in the fucking face. Costco still ain't did it. They may. In the future, they may. I know Aldi just decided that they was going to roll back. Fuck, I didn't even know Aldi had a DEI program, to be honest. But they, quietly rolled theirs back too. And there's probably many other people that are doing the same thing. But this is the reason why Target has been such a focus, because of how important they have been to the black community. Target has been an alternative source from going to Walmart. Because we didn't want to spend our dollars at Walmart, then we turned to Target. But there's other motherfucking ways in which you can buy these products. Hell, you don't even have to buy those products. There's other products. Her spices. People are like, oh, I need to go get her spices. You don't have to go to Target to get her spices. Her spices are nation fucking wide. It's McCormick. McCormick sells every goddamn word. You can get her shit nationwide at different store. You probably can't get it at the corner store by your house. You may have to go to the next little block over. But her shit is nationwide. McCormick is a nationwide fucking brand. They possibly, I've been overseas to a lot of places. I ain't seen real seasons for real. But they nation fucking wide. You see what I'm saying? Her hair care product, like I said, you can go to her website and buy direct. Her clothes, you can go to her website and buy direct. Now, the only thing I haven't seen that you can buy direct is her air fryer and her pots and pans. But half of y'all motherfuckers still got y'all pots and pans from 1975 anyway. So don't act like, oh my God, I'm not going to go support her pots and pans because she got them. Costco, yeah, I did see that Costco was raising all their employees' pay to at least $30 an hour. I almost went and applied for a fucking job. I swear for goodness, $30 an hour? That's damn near what I'm making. Shit. I'm like, what the fuck? But hey, shout out to Costco. Costco said, I am not giving in. Is Costco the only business that recognizes that the executive order is to federal agencies? If you don't believe me, go to the website. Go to the White House website. It specifically says this executive order is for federal agencies with federal and people with federal contracts. It's not for your local everyday retailer. But they running fucking scared. That's what they're doing. So everybody that I've seen come out commenting about, we just being stupid and we don't know how to pick our battles and y'all hurting her bottom line and y'all can't support us. We know y'all the motherfuckers that Harriet Tubman will left behind. We know y'all the motherfuckers that we've been riding on the bus singing down in the seat so we can't see y'all heads through the window. Y'all have been them motherfuckers. Y'all the ones standing there Malcolm X dog on speed singing, screaming, get your hand out of my pocket. Y'all are them motherfuckers. Because y'all always got some goddamn excuse about why the fuck we can't unify. Always some excuse. And it's getting on my damn nerves. I have been so fucking angry. So fucking angry. As somebody who has been in protest, who has helped organize protests, and not just with the Mike Brown situation, but like I say, I went out there and I was protesting. I was helping trying to organize. I was helping trying to get the lawyer. I was helping trying to get the police. I was involved in the organizational methods. I organized a fucking sit-in the fucking military when they did the Million Man March. I organized a sit-in on our fucking, when we was overseas, we was in Somalia in wartime, and I organized a fucking sit-in. So I know what it means to organize shit. I organized another motherfucker sit down on the goddamn base for people who were supposed to be prisoners in the brig. Organized a fucking protest there. Organized a fucking protest when I was in jail. So I know what it takes to organize. But all the main factor in the organization is us sticking to fucking together. And y'all sorry bastards couldn't stick together for 28 fucking days. 28 before the goddamn boycott even started. Y'all already got 1,000 motherfucking excuses of why we can't do it. Y'all must hate her. Y'all must be jealous of her success. No, why is it the fact that you want us to all run in the Target and support her shit, but she can't stand with us for 30 motherfucking days, for 28 goddamn days? She can't say, hey, go over here to this part, this website. At first, I was thinking maybe she had an exclusive deal with Target, and that's why she was fighting so hard for us to keep our dollars in Target. That's what I was thinking. That's what made me go research her, because I was like, you know what? I don't want to be wrong. Maybe I'm overstepping my bounds. Maybe I don't really understand what's going on. But as a black business owner myself, I can't understand it. I can't understand it. My business struggling. It's struggling too. I'm still trying to get, eyes on me. But when it comes time for us to stand for the people, when it's something that is going to affect us all as a nation overall, I can't look at myself on an individual level. I'm telling y'all right now, like, because of the Amazon shit, I order a lot of my shit through Amazon. I have not for my business. I have not, because I'm standing with the fucking strike that still was going on. That's what I was doing. I'm standing with the strike. You know what I'm saying? I don't work for Amazon, but I know how that money is affecting people. The lack of income, the lack of fair wages is affecting the employees there. So if they striking, my black ass ain't finna cross the picket line. I'm gonna go find other resources. It may cost me a little more to do that, but I'm gonna make that sacrifice. The last fucking time when it happened, y'all see, I stopped selling shit altogether on my business, cause I was like, I'm running short on inventory. I'm running short on this. So if I couldn't find what I was looking for, I'm just not gonna fucking sell it. This boycott was supposed to be for 28 motherfucking days. That's it. That's it. And there's other businesses that sell spices other than Miss Brown. There's other businesses that sell hair care products other than Miss Brown. There's other black businesses who are formulating pots and pans and shit like that and deodorant other than Miss Brown. She is not the only black owned business that we can support. And I bet a dime to a dozen that the 9% of people that go into Target ain't specifically going in there looking for 500 black businesses to go support. When Tabitha on Politics Speaks posted the little flyer up with the different businesses, I think it maybe had 100 businesses name on there. Half the people in the comment section didn't even know these motherfuckers existed. So don't pretend that you not shopping at Target for these next 28 fucking days is going to be a big deal and going to hurt your motherfucking heart for you not to go into that store. You was going for other reasons. You was going for the same other reasons that Miss Brown want us to go. She want us to go in there, not necessarily for her bottom line. If I 9% pull it out, it's the 91% that she's worried about not selling to. That's who she worried about affecting. The bottom line, her exposure to them. I'm not even sure how great that'll be. If us 9% stop going, how significant that 91%. Are they gonna stop shopping with her because the 9% stop? They gonna keep going to Target like they always have. And at least 9% of the 9% people that are supporting Target, from the comment section, at least 50% of y'all still gonna do it anyway. At least. And y'all part of the 92. Oh, don't let me get started on that. Matter of fact, let me get started on that. The 92 motherfucking percent. Let me talk to y'all for a second. I see so many people out here talking about, oh, I'm 92% this. Anytime somebody posts something, they deporting immigrants. I'm just gonna mind my 92% business. Fine, mind your 92% business. But stop fucking claiming 92% when you didn't do shit in the first fucking place. The only thing you did was take your ass down to the polls and voted for Kamala Harris. That's the main thing you did. Majority of y'all who out here screaming, oh, I'm part of the 92%, ain't did shit else grassroots but go down there, make a fucking hashtag or vote. There's other shit out here to do. Contacting the senators, contacting congressmen, putting up flyers here and there, driving people to the polls, going to these fucking town halls, making people, I won't go to Target while the boycott is on. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. The people, oh, you said something, I missed that. Go back. Oh, what happened? Oh, shoot, I missed something. Try again. I wonder if the people who are saying they're going to go for Tabitha Brown, I wonder if they even bought her stuff before this controversy. Not at all. At least majority of them, just from the comments that I'm reading on Twitter and IG and like people who share the TikToks on YouTube. I can see those because I don't have TikTok. Half of the people ain't, and they saying it in their speech. And then they all like, I'm finna go run down the day and buy as much as I can. You wasn't buying it before. So your absence is not gonna make a difference because you wasn't going anyway. I can tell you right now, I've been to Target a lot. I love Target. I do. I've been to Target a lot. I have never bought Tabitha Brown, and I'm just going to specifically talk about her because, like I said, she's the one who became vocal. I've never bought any of her stuff from Target. But what I have done is I bought Tabitha Brown seasonings directly from Tabitha Brown's website. I am a strong proponent of taking the middleman out of the situation. If I could buy directly from you, then I know more money is going into your pocket. But I've never bought her spices from Target. I've never bought her spice from Walmart. I've never bought her spice from Costco. Never bought her spice from Sam's. The gastro food. They like a pancake. They make pancake mixes and syrups. Never bought them. I still like Aunt Jemima, and I know that they owned by a white company. I still like Aunt Jemima. It's just my flavor. But no, I haven't switched over. But if I had to switch over, I'm personally, it's probably gonna go to the black farmers right here in Orlando and just go shop with them. Go down to the farmers market and buy some fresh honey or some fresh syrup from the black farmers here in Orlando. But things like that. There's so many different things. Hair care products. If you need what her line, I'm just like saying, I'm specifically pointing out her line because she's the one that was vocal. Her what's her name? Her line. It's her aunt's line. Donna's Recipe. That's her name, Donna. I think that's her name, Tabitha Donna Brown. Anyway, Donna's Recipe. It's a hair oil line. They do hair care puddings and stuff like that. We got a lifer that's part of this family, Keisha Charmaine. She may not even be agreeing with me, but you know, she been in business for over 10 years. She has hair care products that are very successful. There's so many different people out there that you can go support. Y'all acting like she the only one. Y'all acting like she's the only business, the only black business. There are other businesses out here that we can support in these 28 days. But if you still want to support her, there's other ways to do it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think anyway, the 28-day boycott is not moving forward. For me, it is. I'm still going to take these 28 days. And I'm not going to spend my money with Walmart. I'm not going to spend my money with Target. I'm not going to spend my money with Amazon. Amazon and Target is probably my biggest two. Walmart, I go buy my dog food from it. I have been researching for the past 3-4 days where else I can buy a similar type of dog food for my dog. Or I'm going to go back to making his food myself for these next 28 days. That's the only thing I buy from Walmart is the dog food. So I'm still doing it for 28 days. But what they're doing now, Reverend Al Sharpton came out. Y'all know he's been a civil rights activist, has been at the forefront of a lot of movements. What he stated today, or might have been yesterday, that what they're going to do is they're going to evaluate these companies that have pulled back their DEI initiatives. And they're going to evaluate them for 90 days. During that 90-day time frame, they're going to watch the profits of these companies. And they're going to pick just 2 companies out of these companies in order for us to stage the boycott or protest against. I was watching Roland Martin, and Roland Martin was giving a lot of key points about the bottom line as far as how much money that Target makes on a daily basis, and how much money we as consumers give them on a daily basis. He also made some key points of why he didn't think the boycott was a good idea, and his main reason, probably his sole reason that I took away from that, was that it wasn't, there was no agenda. He was like, we gonna boycott, and then what? That was his main thing. A lot of people took that and said, see, even Roland Martin said not to boycott Tabitha. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said he do not boycott without an agenda. In which, that's what Reverend Al Sharpton is trying to put together now. But just looking at the amount of people who are so upset because they are responding to the response that Ms. Brown gave, we're not gonna come together. And I had hope. One of the videos I put up, let me see if I put it up. It was a short.
Pat have people saying that.
Okay, it was a video I put up of.
Have people saying
I didn't want to do that. Van Lathan speaking, and this person came on here. What is his name? Perron Hines. I've never seen him on the channel before. Thank you for comment. He was saying that he didn't believe that he understood what I was saying or the sentiment about what's going on as far as the boycott is concerned, but he don't believe that the tactics of old would work in today's economy. And my response to him was that, you know, if we stood together, then it would work. If we could unify, then it would work. Because our dollars are fucking powerful. Just ask Cadillac, the Cadillac brand. The reason why they became so popular was because of the black dollars. But what I believe has changed in us, or what did not carry over from the days of old, is the mindset that we can stand together united. And it frustrates me to no end. It at times makes me want to say fuck it and fuck y'all. At times, but then I just ain't built that way. Like I said, even with the 92%, when I'm talking about we putting down our cape and stuff like that, putting down my cape to me is not just fucking ignoring everything. For me, it's if there is an organized march that is held by someone who normally or who has not shown to stand with us as black people in unity, or they'll stand with us and then turn their backs on us the same way that Miss Brown did, the same way that Snoop did, the same way that Nelly did, with an excuse that was self-fucking-serving to them, then I'm not standing with y'all. I'm not riding with y'all. Okay? But when it came time for me to say, fuck Snoop, fuck Nelly, I went and removed myself from anything that's connected to them. Same way I did Kanye years ago. I ain't never fucking looked back. Same way I did Ice Cube. I ain't never motherfucking looked back. When it comes time for me to do that, that's what I can do. To me, that's still putting on my cape. That's me putting back on my cape and saying, this right here is what you're not finna fucking do. You ain't finna play in my motherfucking face. But at the same time, with our 92%, how long we sitting back? I know y'all like laughing and joking at the fact that everybody and they fuck around and find out moment, but how long are we gonna sit back? Because that shit is about to trickle down on our black asses. We gonna feel it too. And I heard the argument, oh yeah, we've been so strong before, we've got through it before, we could ride this out, we could talk this out. Why the fuck do we need to? Why the hell do we keep having to suffer? That doesn't make fucking sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all. I still shout out the 92% because the ones who came together to support Kamala Harris. But let's not forget that we had 78% of brothers who joined in on that too. I see a lot of the 92%ers, when I look at the hashtags and shit, they basically still saying fuck the brothers. It was 78% of the brothers that did that. It was still a percentage of white folks that joined in as well. It was a percentage of Latinos. There was a lot lower. It was less than 50%. But still, there was some that joined in collective efforts. And the people that I've seen that have always been down for the cause, who I seen is not just a fucking hashtag or not just calling out a percentage, who's actually been out there with grassroots movement, actually doing stuff, saying things. That's why you see me still share their videos. And they're not black, they're white as well. That's why you see me commenting on their posts and things like that, still engaging. Because I'm not finna just overlook motherfuckers that I know who has been riding for me until they show me otherwise. But as far as like getting out there marching, I ain't doing that bullshit. I ain't even doing it with majority of y'all. Because I already know how it's gonna go down. I already know. Just from being out there with the Mike Brown situation, I stopped watching once I realized how these motherfuckers was playing me. And how they was really out there being more self-serving than being there for the actual cause at hand. Which is why we couldn't progress like we needed to. Because everybody was on their own motherfucking agenda. Everybody wanted to make sure that they shit stayed on the shelf. That's what they were doing. And that's what I see now with these fucking protests. There's other ways to skin a fucking cat, but nobody wants to do it. I see so many of the people who claiming the hashtag and claiming the 92% that as soon as something pop off, the first thing they saying, oh my Lord, what we gonna do? Who gonna help take over? Why the fuck you don't do it? Why the fuck that you don't find a way to figure out what to do next? I speak to a lot of y'all outside of this channel via phone, some of them phone messages, you know, Instagram, Twitter, and a lot of the people that I speak to are actively doing something now, today, with the I know me and one person, we was talking about getting land. Getting land, making sure that we are trained and qualified how to garden, how to fish, so if the time came that we would have a safe space or safe place to go. But in the meantime, I know that person is contacting their congressmen, contacting their representatives. Anytime an initiative come out that's against fairness and the injustice that we see, they are still reaching out to do something. They not just sitting back with their cape folded up in the fucking corner collecting dust. They still doing something because they know how this shit is finna still trickle down on us. I myself, I'm working on something right now too. It's going to include veterans, and it's going to include a legal action that's going to be taken. Once I get all the ducks in a row, I plan on it to be some big shit. But I'm not finna just sit back here, be bitching and complaining on the fucking internet instead of actually doing something, getting off my ass and doing something. Make a fucking phone call. Talk to a goddamn neighbor. Something other than being a fucking hashtag with a percent sign behind it on the internet. It's really, really getting on my fucking nerves. Really getting on my fucking nerves. I forgot what else the hell I was finna talk about. There's so many other shits. Am I missing comments? Because I don't even think I got my comment section turned on. I am sorry if I am. Sonia Renee, I'm going to support the boycott. I hope enough of us stick together to make a difference, and hopefully some members of the other races will stand with us. I've seen a few people that said they were. The Archer writer, hey, ain't seen you in a minute. We are too individualistic. Unfortunately, it seems that we are getting that way. It seems that we are getting away. And then you have somebody who, like me, who is being very vocal about how angry I am about that individualism. I'm just a fucking hater. You know what I'm saying? I wish we had it together like our elders. I agree, Archer writer. I wish that we had it together like our elders. I really do. But then I remember doing the Mike Brown situation. When the elders were trying to get involved, the younger generation felt like the elders were stepping on our toes. They didn't want to respect the viewpoints and the point of views. So the elders threw their hands up and said, y'all gonna have it then. Y'all take over, instead of working together. And I wish we could. I really wish we could get back to working together. My cousin said you are a hater, but I love you though, girl. That's my cousin, y'all. DCJ said, I get you, thank you. DCJ said, but I may hold off this month. Didn't know it was for a month. I thought they were saying forever. Now they were only saying for a Black History Month. Like they somehow somebody done, I don't know how it got out of hand or out of pocket that it became something else. It was only supposed to be for Black History Month starting today. One of the people says, one of the young ladies, Tisha9624, she was new to the channel too. Thank you for posting. She was one of the people who asked why nobody was asking Rihanna to pull her products, why they going after the little folks. I'm not sure where that idea came from. It didn't come from the people who were trying to organize the efforts. But somehow people ran with the idea that we were telling the Black people that were in Target to remove their stuff from the shelf. Nobody that I'm aware of that was part of the organization efforts was saying to remove products from the shelf. So it's a lot of misinformation, I believe, or just a lot of feelings, I believe, that were going out into the atmosphere, or that's how they took it. Like I said, I know specifically, I did say, y'all can pull y'all stuff off the shelf, but I gave reason why they could. Because if there's 500, and that's what Target posted on their website prior to them making that change, that there were 500 Black vendors in the Target stores. if it's that many black vendors that just in Target, not even in the other retailers, but just in Target alone, do you see the economic power that we can have? You don't even have to pull your shit out of Target, but you can still collectively make another retail market for yourselves that you have ownership to. And like I said, I thought that maybe Miss Brown had an exclusive, because you go to Target and you can only get certain things from Target only. This is exclusively them. That means Target has written a contract with that person to saying you are only allowed to sell your product through me, which means they get a large cut or a large percentage of your product. If you try to sell your product anywhere else, we could sue you. But when I saw how many different avenues in which you could buy Mrs. Brown products, I don't know if she Mrs. Brown, because I don't know if that's Chance's last name, but Miss Brown, MS period. I saw so many different avenues in which you could still buy her products. That made me realize that she is not a Target exclusive person. Target does not have exclusive rights to buy her products. Matter of fact, if I go to it, do I still got that pulled up? Did I close out? Where did I see that? I think it was here. Did I type it right? Hold on for a second, y'all. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, this is Tabitha Brown's Shopify. All her items, all her clothes, all her merch, you can still get right through the site. If you go through her other website, Donna's Recipe, bam, that's her hair care line right there. That's her big beautiful face right there. You can get her products other places than Target. Her deodorant company, each and every deodorant. People didn't even know she had deodorant. Each and every other deodorant. You can go to their website, each and every.com. You can go to their website and buy her deodorant. And a lot of y'all don't realize that she's doing what's the word? I always mess this term up. Let's say, for example, I created a product, right? But I'm not marketing the product myself. I put it up wholesale. I put this out there for wholesale, and then I'll use Anna since she's in the chat. I let Anna stick her name on the product, whatever her company name is, Anna LA Body Butter. Stick her name on it, even though I made it. That's majority of Mrs. Brown products. Her pots and her pans. She's not making those. She's not designing those. There's another manufacturer that's making them. She's sticking her name on them. She's in partnership with Target in order to do such things. Her water bottles. I said water. Her water bottles, things like that. She has a lot of products that are within Target, but majority of her products can be bought elsewhere. I forgot. There's so many different businesses. I think Honey Pot. Let me check them too. Because I want to say somebody said something. Honey Pot. You can still go to Honey Pot's website and buy it direct, straight to you. You don't have to go through Target. So, like I said, I'm not saying, as far as I know, as far as the collective efforts that I knew of that was organized in this boycott, was not saying don't support those people because they have their products in Target. They were saying don't support Target's bottom line. And the main reason why is because of the connection that we believe Target had with our community, and we felt like Target turned their backs on us. So the agenda, when Roland Martin was talking about the agenda in this is to make them see and understand how they are hurting us as a community of people, and what they can do to turn around their efforts to gain back our trust. That's basically what we're saying. We're saying to them, You can't support us, so we can't support you. The other companies, like I said, half of them motherfuckers, they never said they supported us. So that's why they're not being targeted. Because we've been talking about them for years. But they've never came out and said how down they are for black people. So I hope people get that and understand that. If you didn't understand it before today, you getting it from this video today about why it's so important, or why Target has become such a focus. Out of all the companies who reversed their DEI programs, why Target mattered. Because when they did have their initiative, they were indeed one of the companies who was help lifting us up. And I don't know if Tabitha Brown and Honey Pot and whoever else that's in Target understand the reason that you are there is because of the DEI programs that exist. And now that they are going away, and you're telling us, oh, still shop there for us, you're basically telling us, fuck everybody else having the same equal footing that I had to help get me in the door. And I think that is very selfish and self-serving. And because of that very selfish and self-serving mindset, I probably won't shop Tabitha Brown. It wasn't like I was really doing it anyway. I bought the fucking season, and I personally don't even like it. Too much fucking pineapple in it for me, and pineapple my favorite fruit. Anywho, anybody? Oh, I was reading comments. That's what I was doing. Okay, I was reading comments. I think the LGBTQIA community would be mad too, because Target was supposed to support them too. Exactly. And dumb Donald is erasing the TQIA from everything. They removed it off their website. If you go on the website now, you have the LGB, but there's no TQIA. They said forget all them. They have removed the option to select other from your passport. You know, there used to be a time, even if you were still using her or me, I'm just saying for me, for example, if I still wanted to use her as my pronoun, if I didn't want to identify that I was a her, I could check other. Can't do that no more. They've removed that off the passports now. So you have to identify what was on your birth certificate, which is contradictory to what he said, because he said you have to be identified for what you were at conception. If they were identifying everybody for what they were at conception, then everybody's a fucking female. He don't understand science, but we already know he don't understand science. The federal freeze. We had a whole lot of back and forth discussion about the federal freeze on this channel. There was a memo put out about freezing any company that dealt with certain initiatives, DEI being one of the initiatives. Do I got that? And people went crazy because it was supposed to be affecting, like, they thought it was going to affect Medicaid. They thought it was going to affect food stamps. They thought it was going to affect a lot of programs that people depend on for their livelihood. The press secretary came out and said they were going to roll back, or another memo came out and said they was rolling back the first memo, right? But Letitia James of New York, the one who led the case against him in one of his civil cases, she organized with 22 other Democratic governors, and they took it to court, right? So once they took it to court, there was a temporary freeze placed on the freeze. The press secretary came out and said, bump all that. We ain't gonna adhere to the law. We gonna still move forward with what we plan on doing. Nothing is frozen, right? Well, once that she said that, then a federal judge came back behind that and actually initiated a restraining order to freeze it altogether. So when I had posted up that it was reversed, it was indeed reversed, but a lot of people thought that only pertained to the memo, and I could see how my wording made it appear that it was only pertaining to the memo. But I tried to explain it in the comment section. It's not just the memo. The action itself was frozen. So I'm curious though why everything is supposed to happen February 6th and 7th. So the freeze itself was supposed to take place February 6th. I noticed that another memo went out to federal employees when I was at my doctor's office at the VA. She got the memo that's saying that you need to voluntarily resign or retire by February 6th. If you do so, you'll get an 8-month severance pay, which they couldn't guarantee 8-month severance pay. First of all, it's not part of the fucking contract. But that was the memo that came through while I was at the doctor's office. So I hit my sister up. I was like, did you get that memo? She hadn't looked at it yet, nothing like that. And my job, a lot of us don't get email, so I didn't get the memo either, right? And I had been off work since New Year's Eve. I had been off work, so I hadn't been in the office to see any such memo. So the funding freeze, the voluntary quitting or retiring, both of those had a date of February 6th as the effective date. I went back into my office on Saturday. I'm off work again. I got fractures and sprains all in this left ankle, and they told me I'm not supposed to be walking or driving for the next 6 months. So I'm off work again. But I did go back into the office for 3 days, and I noticed that on our bulletin board in my office, ours was different. Ours was saying you got until April 12th to either retire voluntarily, and we'll give you a benefit. I'm like, what's the benefit? Well, it listed 8 different types of jobs that my agency does that were being offered this. Everybody wasn't. My actual position is not being offered this early retirement situation. But at least one of those positions is actually in my particular office as well. They were offered $15,000 if they quit by April 12th. That's a grave difference of money when you compare it to people who were going to be offered an 8-month severance package. But in the long term, that's not shit. 8 months of severance is not even a 4 years worth of pay. You know what I'm saying? And he's hoping, he says, he wants everybody to go into private sector. That's his goal, to quit the federal department and go into private sector, because he wants to replace the employees that are in the federal agency now with people who are loyal to him. And I think it was Anna that brought it up to me that there's supposed to be some type of loyalty test that is supposed to be done. Then you have to prove that you are part of the Maga efforts. I remember reading in Agenda 47 about the loyalty, proving that your loyalty to him in order to keep your federal job, and that the civil employees or the federal employees were going to be renamed political loyalists. That was going to be the job title. We're not going to be federal agents anymore. We're going to be political loyalists. So I remember that. So already in my mind, I was like, even if I could do it, I wouldn't. Fuck that. You're going to have to get rid of me. So well, the thing is, what I'm seeing is that they are possibly talking about a potential furlough. When you're furloughed, you don't get paid the severance package. You can get unemployment, but he's trying to, the unemployment was supposed to be, for some reason he was trying to include unemployment, but unemployment is state. But he was trying to include it. There's a lot of things he's trying to include that doesn't apply to the federal agency, which is why a lot of the actions that he's taking is fucking illegal. So based off of my knowledge, I was like, hell no, I wouldn't do it. And I'm trying to retire, and I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't take it. Because I was like, it don't sound right. He's made a lot of promises before to different contractors, to different agencies, to his lawyers, of payments to be made that he's never made good on. He still owes E.G. and Carol's millions of dollars. So I don't trust that any severance is going to be paid. There's some memo that came out today saying the OMB was supposed to be saying, yes, we're going to help back these severance packages if people agree to it. Every federal agency is not governed by the OMB. A lot of that memo is not governed by the OMB. But the OMB came out and said, yeah, we're going to help trying to make sure everybody get those severance packages. And then when I woke up today, I saw that members of the OMB and the OMB division were locked out of their accounts. They went to work, tried to log on, and nobody can get to their system. When TikTok went down for that few hours it did prior to it supposed to be going down, I said that was a test. I had having a conversation with my daughter about it. Because I was like, it was supposed to happen. I think I even came on and did a video with you guys, and I was like, from what I remember, they said it wasn't supposed to go offline. What it was supposed to do is just become unstable. And it was going to be so unstable that people would not be able to use it because there's not going to be any support or updates. That's what I remember specifically them saying was supposed to happen with the TikTok ban. Well, the whole thing was a fuck. Anyway, this was just a way for them to say, oh my goodness, the orange felon saved us. He wasn't even president at the time when it came back. So he didn't save shit. But anyhow, I said that whole situation was a stunt. Since he's been in office, Medicaid has went offline. The OMB now has went offline. Other websites of federal agencies were unable to be accessed. All at different times, different stages during this past week. And that's because that TikTok going offline was the test to see how effective tapping into these computer systems could be. How easy it could be to shut everybody down offline with the touch of a button. That's all that fucking was. I know I may sound like a conspiracy theorist type situation going on, but that's what I believe happened. Hey Amber, what's going on? Anna says, yep, when do you have your Maga realization moment or something like that? Hey L Bookie, what's going on? Yeah, it's illegal to pay for 8 months with no work. I was talking to a lawyer from the DOJ last night. She said it's totally illegal. It's totally illegal. It's totally against the Constitution. Sonia Renee said that's the same way I understood. Nothing against the individual brands. We boycotting the stores. Exactly. It was a boycott for the store. Anna LA says Ghetto Gastro has a website that you bought from. Okay. So they got a website too. So like I said, there's so many other ways that we could buy these people's products. We don't have to go through Target. My cousin said, okay, bye. I will text her later. Love you, girl. Peace out. Okay, so go back up here. Oh, Anna says Pop-Tarts too, the Bop Tarts. I bought those from their website. Is that the gastro? You say, dang, you do love Target? I understand these. That's what I say. I love Target. I like going in there. I like the atmosphere. I'd rather spend more money at Target than save a few pennies or dollars at Walmart, because Walmart was getting on my nerves. But the only reason why I went to Walmart is because they had my dog food. But I am willing to make the sacrifice to other ways to feed my dogs. Even if I have to go to some homemade DIY people off YouTube that say that they making stuff, I would rather do that than cross the picket line, so to speak. I think I got everybody. Okay, I don't know if my mama came back or not. She said she was charging her phone. Okay, so Ghetto Gastro pops up. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw Ghetto Gastro in the store, I didn't like the name. And because of that alone, I refused to buy it. I was like, I do not want to see Ghetto Gastro sitting on my shelves in my house. A name is so important for me. I don't know why. They food might be good. It might be good, but I don't know. But like, there's so many other avenues that you can go buy something from one of those 500 folks. And if you can't, there's other options. There's other alternatives. Stop sticking to names just because it's a name that you know. Try somebody different from a chance. You might actually like it. You say you heard a lot of debate about the name too. You hesitated as well. I was like, I swear I remember when I went to Target for the first time and I saw Ghetto Gastro on the shelf. I remember taking a picture of it and posting it up on my channel and saying, y'all, what the fuck is this? I remember saying that. And so yeah, it's hard for me to, I couldn't have no pancakes called Ghetto Gastro for two reasons. One, I didn't like the name, and two, it still got to do with the name, but I don't want nothing that's gonna give me no gas, and gastro is in the name. That's kind of like when the car, if y'all remember, if you're old enough, it was a car that was out that was called Nova. And it was a popular car somewhere in the United States. They try to sell this same car down in Mexico. In Mexico, Nova translates to no go. So you have a car that's called Nova that translates to no go. Ain't nobody finna buy that because of the name. They thinking this. Why would I buy a car that tell me it ain't gonna go? Right, the Chevy no go. Like, why would I buy that car? And that's kind of how I looked at it when I seen Ghetto Gas. I was like, I don't want nothing to give me gas. I'm gassy enough on my own. I don't need nothing to give me gas. So yeah, I was like, So forgive me, Ghetto Gastro folks, but I couldn't buy the products simply because of that. Now there's other products that I know that I liked. The black sunscreen, I did like her, but once I started making my own skincare products, I've stopped buying that too. But as far as any other products, you remember the Nova and the Pinto? Yeah, buddy. I remember both of that too. And the Gremlin. That was the other car that was popular back then. But yeah, there's a lot of products in Target. I have not went to go look for black retailers. I am really skeptical about a lot of products in any store that is specializes with the black product. Or there was this girl I know. I didn't know her. I knew her through social media. She used to make all these designs and artworks with black women with the big afros, the wide noses, and the big lips, and she was in celebration of all that, this, and the third. And then I saw that she was a white girl, and I was like, something don't feel right about this, because she was perpetrating as if she was a black owned business. There's another company that was really popular out here, and it was founded by a black person. It is no longer owned by a black person. So when I look for business, if I'm finna try to shop black, I look for black owned businesses. If I see that it says black founded, then it makes me question if it's still a black owned business. Now I understand, like Rap Snacks. I'm gonna use that as an example. I used to love some Rap Snacks. You know, it was Masterpiece Company, but Rap Snacks sold their brand to a Jewish conglomerate, so they're no longer a black owned company, but they are black founded. So in order to continue the black dollars rolling in, you can go to their website and somebody type in a Rap Snacks black owned, and it's gonna pop up as black founded, making people think that they're still owned by black people. So if you're specifically trying to just target black owned business shop, be very mindful of that. If it specifically just says black founded, it may not any longer be black owned. Even with Fenty, Rihanna sold a large portion of Fenty. She still has stock and ownership in some of it, but I think her ownership is a lot smaller now. Same thing Oprah did with the OWN network. She sold a large portion of it. She still has some ownership in it, but I believe the majority is no longer hers. How much does Rihanna own of Fenty? Let's see. Rihanna still has 50%, so she's 50-50. She sold the other 50% of her ownership to a larger conglomerate, which is not 100% a black owned company anymore. So it's 50% black owned. She did she's the founder of the company though. So if you still want to support because it's the founder of the company, then that's your choice. Nobody's knocking it. I'm just trying to make you aware that if you're looking for black owned companies to shop for, just be mindful that when they use the word founded, it may no longer be black owned, although it was founded by a black person. Just so you know. And then, like that doesn't mean you can't shop with them. I'm just trying to give you the knowledge. I want to say, how much does Oprah own of OWN network? I don't know. Oh. I don't. Oprah doesn't. Oprah only owns 5% of the OWN network now. She sold 95% of her stock to Discovery Channel, which is who owns Disney and everything now. So Discovery Inc. owns 95%. Oprah Winfrey holds her CEO title and her chief creative officer positions, but she only owns 5% of the company that she founded. Yeah. So I think with some other stuff I'm supposed to be going off of, I forgot. Let's see. Okay, I didn't miss no more chats. Go back to my email. Did I close my email? I think I closed my email. My email had all my notes about what the hell I was going to talk about. The deportations. I was going to talk about that. I know a lot of the 92% don't care about the deportations, but this 92% it does. Because I know that the deportations is not going to just stop with people who they believe are Spanish looking or Spanish speaking. Because one, black immigrants were also a target of the current administration. As you can see, they're trying to roll back everything black. They try to roll back the 1964 Civil Rights Act. They've already removed DEI and CRT. I just saw something today that they are banning Martin Luther King events, Black History Month, Juneteenth celebrations. That's now been banned by the Department of Defense based off of orders by the Orange Felon. So a lot of individual things are being directly at black folk. So I can't just sit back and ignore it. Did you see the episode of Atlanta where Darius' favorite Nigerian restaurant for jollof rice and it gets bought out by a white woman who knows nothing about Nigerian food? I didn't see that one. I didn't finish the Atlanta series. Oh my God. I meant to go back and finish Atlanta because I really enjoyed that show. But no, yeah, there's a lot of businesses that's like that started off with black ownership. But because we as business owners, we want to make it. We want to make it big time. We want to have our name out there, have a bunch of zeros in our bank account. We want to make it. So sometimes selling our business off to a larger conglomerate, whether they be black, white, or otherwise, is what people feel they need to do in order to feel successful. So I understand it fully. I just wish that they would just say who they are. You know what I'm saying? Let us decide if we want to continue to support you. Don't lie and pretend like you know what the fuck you doing or you down with the people. And in that particular case, you take it over a whole Nigerian restaurant and don't know nothing about the restaurant. You done probably bought the recipes from the owner, all kind of stuff. So like I said, I understand why we would do it as a people. But at the same time, I hate to say the word but because it negates everything that you said before. But at the same time, it negates what we claim we want our long-term goal to be. And that's to be self-sufficient and independent of the white man's dollar. That's what we say. We want to own our own. Have our own land, have our own business, we want to do all this, but anytime that we get a business that becomes successful, we sell it off to the same people that we say we want to be independent of. That's all I'm saying. With Survive Beauty ever do that? I can't tell you what I'm going to do in the future. I'm going to tell you right now. But as of right now, I plan to still make my business stay a black owned business owned by me. That's what I plan. And I just got to put my foot in there and to make it work. I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to do to make my business more successful, make my business more seen. I know that everything that's slowing my growth is 100% to do with me. My bad, my fault. I can't blame it on nobody else. Ain't nobody holding me down. Ain't nobody keeping me back. Ain't nobody blocking me in the algorithm, nothing like that. Because I get great reviews. You know what I'm saying? The people who do support my business, they give me great reviews. Those people come back and they're repeated customers. So I know that I have a product that people people can gravitate to and does what it says. It's just that I haven't done what I need to do to make sure everybody else out there knows. I'm working on it. That's part of my growth project for this particular year. I told y'all I got some things in the work. I got some things coming up. I put my 2-year plan in motion to get back to California. I know that California was burning. California, the fires, as of today, have been contained in Los Angeles. I forgot to check to see if the fires in San Diego had been contained. Let me check that while I'm online. Fires in San Diego. Now, the fires in San Diego started somewhere up in the mountains, and they believe that it was because of a homeless encampment that was there, and fire got out of control and it burned about 6,000 acres of land in San Diego. So note here, the fire that was burning in San Diego County, like I said, it burned 6,625 acres. It burned for about a week. It has now been fully contained. And I did see earlier today that the Los Angeles wildfires have been 100% contained as well. And I know a couple of y'all was asking, a couple of y'all was saying, you still trying to go to California, all them fires burning? I would rather go be where the city is going up in smoke than stay here in Florida. Yes, I'm still planning on going back to California. What else was I going to mention, y'all? It was a few things I was going to mention. Okay, got my notes back up. I talked about all that. I haven't really talked about a lot. And didn't talk about nothing at all. Any other topic y'all want me to address? Because I think I was going to talk about some other stuff, but now I don't remember what I was going to talk about. Let me pull my channel up on my laptop and go through my posts that I've been making throughout the week and see if there's something else that I felt like I should address. Otherwise, I'll probably wrap this live up. Let me thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for being here, sitting with me. Like I always do these lives. Okay, so that was about the live. Black History Month. Okay. I'm going to be posting up something every day in relation to Black history on the channel and on Instagram. It may be something that's recent Black history or something that happened in yesteryear. Just to combat the fact that our government does not want us recognizing Black History Month. So I'm going to purposely post something up every day in regards to Black history. And it may not always be something that's like the one I had today. Today, I talked about this young lady. Her name was Elena Wicker. She became the youngest Black person to be accepted into medical school at the age of 13. She was also accepted into engineering school at the age of 12. She already started her own foundation that's helping Black girls and brown girls get into the STEM program. And she's doing her internship on ovarian cancer. And so I thought that was fucking phenomenal. And like she started this in 2022. So that's history. It ain't like far back history, but it's still history because it's not present day. So I just want to give a shout out to her. Elena Annalie Wicker was her name. So yeah, every day something gonna post up. The airplane crashes, y'all. This shit's crazy. Okay, so there was an airplane crash that happened in Washington D.C. where a Black Hawk military grade helicopter crashed into an American airline commercial plane. And I'm like, how? In former military, I was like, there's no fucking way that damn Black Hawk should have been in that commercial airspace. And the more I'm reading on it, I found that they did say that the Black Hawk was off its designated path. I don't know how that could happen. I was in the military in the 90s, and we had the technology in order to detect if a fucking bird was finna fly past us. So how this Black Hawk did not know it was not on the correct path, and it was in path to collide with another with a plane, is beyond my understanding. Now I do know that there was 3 pilots on the Black Hawk. 2 of them have been identified. One was a Marine and one was an Army vet, Army personnel. And then there was a young lady. The young lady's family does not wish for her name to be released in fear of retribution from anybody. You know how Maga people try to go in, and you have the left-wing people going in at the same time. They didn't want her to be attacked at all, so they wanted to keep her name out the news, which I found that strange as well, because I've never known military personnel to be killed, whether in action or just killed period, and not be honored or recognized. But her family is choosing for her not to be stated. I do not know if she was the one that was actually flying the plane. However, I do know that President Felon has blamed the crash on DEI. Everything is DEI fault. DEI is just another slur for saying black or brown or minority. That's all DEI is a slur for them. So he's blaming it on DEI. And some news reporter had asked his dumb ass, why was he blaming it on DEI? And he said it's because he's smart or some shit like that. Now that's a word I would never associate with you. I would never put those in the same sentence, in the same breath, is saying that you are smart. You are shifty. You are manipulative. My stream went down. But that, no. I can't believe how much worse he is already. We're only in 11 fucking days in. 11 days in. The third person's name has been released along with her photo. Oh, has it? Thank you, Avril. Plane crash in DC on the Black Hawk. But yeah, being a military veteran, I couldn't figure out how the hell that Black Hawk, how in the hell that Black Hawk was in the path, in the wrong way. I do know that because the FAA director was pushed out and a lot of FAA employees who deal with the air traffic control, there has been a massive shortage in the last few days. That's one person doing the job of 2, you know, for every, that's basically how it's breaking down. Okay, so yeah, the third soldier who died on the Black Hawk helicopter, the soldier identified was Captain Rebecca Lobach. She was an aviation officer in the regular army since 2019. This some sad shit. I swear it's some sad shit. God, that's some sad shit. Yeah, and the fact that clown is blaming it on DEI instead of the fact that he has stripped the FAA of resources in order to do their job properly. They even try to blame the air traffic controller, saying that he's on the spectrum or some shit like that. And that's why, if it wasn't for DEI hiring, then he wouldn't have his job. If it wasn't for President Felon stripping the FAA of their resources with the help of the illegal immigrant Elon Musk, then that person, that young air traffic controller, would have had the support he needed to do his job correctly. It's not a one-man job. But at the same time, like I said, there was a whole ice skating team on the plane who was out of Philadelphia. And the reason why I mentioned them and them only, because I find it ironic that in Philadelphia there was another crash. There was a medical jet carrying the patient, her mother, and the 4 medicals, or the 3 medical staff and the pilot. To some people, DEI just means not qualified, but they not talking about white folks though. They not talking about white folks at all. They talking about, well, if they are, the white folks they are talking about are ones who are trans, who are gay, who are disabled, who are veterans, and who are women. Those are the white folks who are included in the DEI. If you're a straight white male, they ain't talking about you. I don't even understand how they even including the ones who are on the spectrum or who have a mental disability, because the Elon Musk got some type of fucking mental disability. RFK has some fucking mental disability. The fucking I can't even say he elected. I refuse to say he elected. The orange turd, he got a fucking mental disability in my eyes. So all these fucking pedophiles and rapists and sexual assaulters and that you got on your damn team. Woosah. Okay. So yeah, but then the medical jet in Philadelphia had just lifted off, crashed into a neighborhood, killing everybody in the plane plus one other person on the ground, in addition to injuring 19 others. And I just found it, because I don't believe in coincidences, but I found it odd that this plane crash happened in Philadelphia and the other one in DC was carrying passengers from Philadelphia. Did you see that crap RFK was saying about black people not needing the same vaccine schedule as white people? I did. I wish that they had more time. Because when he began to answer, and his answers started to sound stupid, she had to cut him off to continue asking him other questions, trying to get as many questions in as possible. Because I really wanted to hear his explanation of why he believed that. He really wasn't able to get into depth on why he believed that. Because I remember during COVID, they were trying to tell us, I remember them saying that black people wasn't going to be affected by COVID. I remember them saying that. So you didn't have to get the vaccine. I remember, but again, this was Trump's administration too at that particular time. I remember them telling black people that y'all didn't have to get it because y'all not going to be affected by it. I remember when it was like an Ebola outbreak or something like that. I remember they was telling people it's only affecting the black people. I know when I go get my mammogram, they always tell me, well, you got to go get an ultrasound too. So I'm getting all this radiation put into me for the mammogram just to be told I got to go get an ultrasound as well, because black women got so much more denser tissue and we got to be poked and prodded and this, that, and the third, and we can stand more, we can tolerate more pain. So many different things. But yeah, I heard him begin his spiel about that black people need. I thought he was about to say that black people didn't need to have a vaccination schedule at all. But she had to move on to her next point. But he was definitely saying that, yeah, we don't need to have the same vaccination schedule as the white folks do. And I'm not sure if he was meaning that in a sense, because you remember when Dumb Donald was doing COVID, he was saying that he wanted people to take bleach. Maybe that's the vaccination schedule that he wants the white folks to be on. They tell you have this breast tissue as well. I'm supposed to have alternate mammograms and MRIs every 7 months. 6? Get the fuck out of here. No, they tell me, good God, that's so much radiation. Because even the MRI is radiation, and you gotta get MRIs. They at least tell me an ultrasound. Damn. I'm choked. I need some water with them. Hold on. Excuse me. That's crazy. Now, the last time, this craziness, not last year, but the time before last, I went to go get my mammogram done. And they had kept telling me, you need to do the ultrasound as well because you got the dense tissue. So when I went to get that last one done, I said, don't do the fucking mammogram. And she's like, we have to do the mammogram first. I said, if y'all gonna sit here and tell me that every fucking time I come in here, that my tissue is too dense, that I now gotta go get another fucking test done, skip the mammogram, just send me for the second test. So ever since I said that, they no longer tell me that my tissue dense. When I went last year, my tissue was fine. It's the same titties I've been having all my life. Now all of a sudden they no longer dense. They ain't sagging. Cause I do my little arm cross. I still give myself the lift. I give myself the natural breast lift. So they ain't sagging. So you can't tell me that my titties done dropped and drooped, that my skin sagging, they not dense no more. Now all of a sudden they no longer dense. That's something right there. But I sure was like, well, stop sending me in for the mammogram. That's too much radiation going into my damn body. You already if they finna make you do a fucking MRI every 7 months, then they need to do that only. One or the other. Don't let them do all the X tests. Then they charging you for all that shit. That's craziness. Okay, somebody said something, I missed something. Okay. Avril says, you watch RFK Jr. and his nonsense. He said a lot of, I don't know. He said, cause he don't know. He don't know that worm that he still got in his brain. That worms he still got in his brain is fucking up his train of thought. And he don't know nothing. Right, all that damn radiation gonna cause the fucking breast cancer. That's crazy. But I forgot who else we was watching. I know that they was doing Patel. They was doing him. I want to say it's today. At least I seen a video on today. Everything they asked him, he didn't know either. I don't have that in front of me, so I don't know what you're talking about. Stuff that they showed him in the hearing, he was like, are you talking about something you posted up not long ago? Oh, I can't see it right now. You already took it down. I don't know. Every answer was I don't know. And I bet they still vote that motherfucker in. When they voted Hegseth in, the fact that it was even 50-50 pissed me off. And they allowed J.D. Vance to be the finalizing vote. And of course that motherfucker got it. That damn scum got in office. And for some reason, I fear that the same thing finna happen with Patel and with RFK. It's gonna be 50-50 again, and JD Vance is gonna be the final vote. It's sad. It's pathetic. In case y'all didn't know, the tariffs that were supposed to be placed on Mexico and Canada was supposed to begin today as well. It was going to begin on February 6th, like all the rest of the stuff. Like I said, I don't know what the importance of February 6th is, but it was supposed to begin on February 6th, and but they changed it to today. So expect higher prices in the grocery store. If you know how to farm, go buy as many seeds as you can, so that way you can get your fresh vegetable stuff in your own backyard, because stuff is finna get ridiculous. It's finna get ridiculous. One thing that I had said, and I know this is a theory, that by Dumb Donald freezing all these federal funding programs, he's pausing or freezing these companies, these agencies' access. He's firing all the higher ups. He's trying to weed out all the actual employees. He's sticking tariffs on countries that we depend on for resources such as food. There's been this amazing recall on eggs that's been lasting forever. I did see eggs on the shelf today though. It was fully stocked, and everything was like a dozen was like $9 of eggs. Okay, there's local people out here that they got chickens. Go buy the eggs from them. They fresher any fucking way. When they come out the doggone chicken, if you don't wash them off, you can keep them on your kitchen counter until you're ready to use them. Once you wash them off, it washes off the protective membrane, and that's when you have to refrigerate those eggs. Go buy from local people, because $9 for some fucking eggs at the store is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, with these new tariffs that they finna place, shit finna jump up immediately. You finna see a change in the grocery stores. They trying to starve us out. That was one of my theories. They trying to starve us out. Just like in the Hunger Games. They trying to tap all of our resources, all of our money, all of our food. They trapping people into the country by putting these restrictions on your passports, on your birth certificates, stuff like that. And they trying to rid the country of people who help maintain the country, maintain the food, maintain the roads, maintain the bridges, so to destabilize the country as a whole. When we are starving of resources, when we're starving of funds, we're starving of, social connection, even with the platforms, all the damn platforms have been taken over. They are bowing down and kissing the damn ring. Zuckerberg came out. We already got the illegal immigrant Musk out. We got Microsoft trying to buy TikTok now. All the big corporations are owning these social media platforms, right? Because they're trying to control the information. When they're able to do that, it starves us as a people. It starves us of knowledge. It starves us of resources. It starves of the ability of movement. They are locking us in to a Hunger Games type of situation. We about to become a District 12 type situation, y'all. I ain't gonna even say we sitting back letting it happen anymore. There's people out there trying to do things. I'm gonna say there are people out there, and even in our government, who is trying to make a difference. I don't agree with the ways in which they are trying 100%, but I'm going to support the way that they are doing it. Okay. See what I did there, Tabitha? I may not agree with the way that we are trying to come together and fix things, but I'm going to support the way they are doing it. I do not believe sitting here waiting on all Dumb Donald's action to be put into place to try to go back and then fight him in court about it. I don't agree with that shit. I said a long time ago, I think we need to be proactive. We need to stop these motherfuckers before they get started. But instead, we're waiting on him to do something so we can take him to court. Well, we already know the fucking courts ain't been on our side. So I don't agree with it, but I'm going to support the leaders in charge who are doing so. If they want us to call people, if they want us to ring these judges, ring these representatives, and do whatever we need to do as citizens, I'm going to do my part, whether I agree with them or not, because right now, that is the only way I see that we are moving forward. I don't see anybody else taking any other action, including myself. Like I said, I do got some shit on the works, though. I do got some shit in the works. Directly, I got some shit in the works. And I'm just waiting on these lawyers and these organizations that I've reached out to help me formulate my action before I can move it into action. But it's like I say, it's gonna be I'm gonna need the veterans to come together on this shit, for real. I'm gonna need the veterans to come together. I lost my train of thought. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Let's see if there's any comments that I missed. He's doing stuff so fast we can't keep up. Patel is so swarmy and sleazy. He helped to get the January 6th anthem song. What the fuck? What's January 6th anthem song? Girl, I didn't know nothing about no doggone anthem song. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me sit up in my bed. I realize I'm sliding down. It's a January 6th anthem song. Are you shitting me? Oh, no. Okay. Tulsa Gabbard, or whatever her name is, will be the only successfully blocked nominee because she's a woman. That is probably facts. They will probably back her. He caused the death of many Samoans. JFK or RK Jr.? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I said, I was talking to my mom about this before, and I said he's doing so much at one time in order to be a distraction. If he floods us with so much at one time, something's going to get missed. Something may get overlooked. Or they're going to wear you down where you're so exhausted to fight. And there's going to be so many actions taken by him that we run out of the proper resources in which to combat them. you see a lot of, if they haven't been fired, people who are against this administration, they've quit. So the people that we had in command, who had the ability to take actions to try to fight back, ain't in position to do so right now. And like I said, right now that's all they're doing is turning everything over to the courts, and we've already seen that at least the Supreme Court damn sure ain't on our side. So the funding freeze thing, eventually that's going to end up in Supreme Court, based off of what I've read. Student loan FAFSA, that's supposed to be frozen as of February 12th. They didn't include that in the part of the funding freeze, the initial one, because again, they want to make that separate from everything else. Trying to combat every sleight of hand will have your entire nervous system out of whack. My nervous system has been fried just trying to keep up with it. Like I said, I was trying to do a PNTV video earlier this week. I could not do the video because every time I sat down to press record, I was getting another alert about another something that he was doing. Another change. And then I'm enraged. I am enraged about this because I'm like, why? Why isn't there more people standing up? There was 48.9% of people who supported him, but it was 48.7% of people that supported Kamala. Why are we not on an evil playing field going head for head? Right now we're playing catch up with every fucking thing he's doing, and he does not care that it's illegal. Just like with the funding freeze, they said it's illegal. We got a freeze on it because 22 governors filed lawsuits against it, and the press secretary said, I don't give a fuck about that. They don't care. The news outlets are suffering, and Jim McCoster resigned. The Pentagon has limited news sources that they will give reports to. They blocked NBC. They blocked NPR. Who else did they block? Pentagon news block. They blocked 4 major news outlets. Okay, so they blocked NBC News. They blocked NPR. They blocked Politico, and they blocked the New York Times. CBS is getting sued. CBS getting sued. Girl, see, look at this. See, we just overheard. I'm like, what you mean? I ain't hear about the Anthem. It's so much. Getting sued. What is CBS getting sued for? CBS. This is definitely personal. The FCC demands that CBS News turn over the 60 minutes interview that they did with the felon in regards to his lawsuit, or about the felon and his lawsuit. His new chairman of the FCC, Brendan Carr, demanded CBS turn over the full, unedited transcripts of his 60-minute interview in October with former Vice President Kamala Harris. They want her footage, including film footage from the different camera angles. The interview provoked Dumb Donald, who filed a lawsuit against CBS, alleging the network was engaged in deceptive editing practices. Y'all know what this sound like? That sound like Drake suing UMG about Kendrick Not Like Us song. That's exactly what this sound like to me. Lord Jesus, in time of manger. CBS says we are working to comply with that inquiry as we are legally compelled to do so. So the FCC is taking on a personal matter because dumb Donald, weak punk ass, got his motherfucking feelings about the interview with Kamala Harris. and they believe that bad editing made him look bad. Is that what it is? They didn't like the way that it was edited. It was edited to make her look more favorable. That sounds like the Drake UMG lawsuit, saying that UMG was playing not like us to make him look bad in the eyes of everybody else and pump up Kendrick. That's the show what this sound like. Oh my goodness. Child, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. And they gonna cave. They gonna cave too. He's going after all the legacy media because he does not like the fact checking. Oh yeah, he hates that. Yeah, he going after them for that. And you know what I learned too, or what I believe. I think I don't know if I got back to my point when I was saying that I believe that part of my theory is that he's doing all these funding freeze and taking from these doggone different federal agencies with the intent of draining funds from the United States. I believe that one of the biggest money heists is happening right before our eyes. When and if, and I hope when happens, he is removed from office, whether it be by way of the good Lord or by way of election, which still works in hand with the good Lord. If he's removed from office, the United States will be completely drained financially, leaving the door open for us to be attacked by those who have been against us, and leaving the United States without the financial resources to defend ourselves. That's what I believe is happening. And currently, with him draining all the federal resources and moving money from one budget to another and taking money out of budgets that he ain't supposed to take it out of, he's being replenished by his lawsuits. So we already know that he sued ABC over George Stephanopoulos, saying that he was a rapist. Maybe he should have put the word educated in front of it, because that would be the legal term is the educated rapist, which means he has not been directly criminally convicted of rape, but civilly insinuated that a rape did happen. That's basically what that means. But he sued ABC News because George Stephanopoulos said that, and ABC News paid out $15 million to Donald Trump because of that. Secondly, Mark Zuckerberg was sued as well, saying, I forgot the exact reason why Zuckerberg was sued, but Zuckerberg has agreed to pay $25 million to Trump as well. So just $40 million just from them two people was being paid out to Trump and his administration for frivolous claims that they bowed down to. In both cases, both of them said that they did not believe that there was any guilt to be had. They just wanted to settle the suit. This is a way for his billionaire friends to give him money without it seeming like a kickback. That's my personal opinion. Because like right now, he's got the money that he needs, or at least half the money he needs to pay E. Jean Carroll. He still ain't did that yet. Owes her $83 million. You know what I'm saying? When he first got elected, this time my first thought was, what must our NATO allies be thinking? Our NATO allies are flipping the fuck out. One, he's trying to leave NATO, just like he's put in to leave the World Health Organization. He's trying to remove the United States from NATO altogether. the United States is one of the leading forces in NATO to start off with. Let's see if I get any word. Trump is trying to squeeze NATO allies who aren't paying what he believes they owe. The Ukraine NATO membership. Did they get a NATO membership? Ukraine's NATO membership cheapest security guarantee is a victory for the orange one. I don't know what that means. There's supposed to be some negotiation for Ukraine to get NATO membership because they're not part of NATO. And if he's able to do this, it's going to be a small geopolitical victory over Putin. I think he's working hand in hand with Putin. Anyway, their whole goal is to take over. They like Ren and Stimpy. Y'all remember that cartoon? Every day they was getting up and their whole mission was to take over the world. That's what I think is happening here. Okay. Whew, it's just so much going on. It make you go crazy. Okay, so Elon and Doge have access to the Treasury payment system. He can stop any payment he wants. Exactly. I have no idea why he has control over the Treasury system at all. The Department of Treasury is one of the two agencies that is not federally funded by the United States government. Majority of the Department of Treasury funds come from the Internal Revenue Service. The Internal Revenue Service is 100% funded by itself. So I don't even know how old musty ass one was able to have access to any of those systems, considering that he's not even a politician. The Doge department is not an official government entity, and he has been provided with so much power, so much access to not be an actual political part of our government system. However, I did read this somewhere that they are trying to remove Speaker Mike Johnson, the head of Gilead, and replace him with Elon Musk. And the sad part about it is Elon can legally be voted in. You do not have to be in Congress. You do not have to be part of the Senate. You do not have to be part of the House. You don't have to be part of the Congress, the White House, in order to be the Speaker of the House. However, considering that Doge is not really a government entity, I was like, how is he going to be over Doge and be the Speaker of the House as well? But I wonder what made them stop looking into his immigration. Because there's been so many reports and videos and proof out there saying that he was not legally in this country, that he should have been deported by now. But all of a sudden, they stopped looking into him. And the fact that he has have access to the Department of Treasury's records, they've been able to stop or pause the access of the OMB, accessing their records, stop and pause the Medicaid department from accessing their records, stop and pause student loan funding from going out. That's potential coming up too. I forgot my train of thought. What the fuck I was going to say? Y'all, I told you my memory going bad. I be trying to document these times when I can't remember shit. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, now I know. Because he's able to do that. You can see he's able to do this just by the touch of the button. He's fucking with NASA. Because NASA didn't want to approve his SpaceX machine or whatever the fuck, some shit like that. You know, because he's able to go in and access all this shit via computers and things of that nature, and via AI technology, you can't make me believe this motherfucker didn't steal that damn election. You can't make me believe that he didn't tamper with the election and those numbers. You can't make me believe that. That motherfucker had too much access to voting machines and computers and things like that. And the orange one basically said in the interview not long ago how kind of like attesting to the fact that, yeah, Elon went there and fuck with shit. That's how we got the numbers that we need to have in Philadelphia. Again, why is Philadelphia so relevant? Philadelphia passengers on that plane, a medical jet crashed in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia votes supposedly upended by the computer mind of Musk. What's up with Philadelphia? I know that was a very pivotal state as far as this election was concerned. But like I said, I don't believe in coincidences. It's just too much popping up with Philadelphia for me. Too much. Are they gonna make Philadelphia the base of the new Gilead? Is that what they're gonna do? You know, in Handmaid's Tale, it's Baltimore. Okay, what was I doing? I was logging onto my page. Okay. Logging onto my page. Trump makes a mistake, screws his own voters. You know what? I see a lot of people talking about too, like his voters, they really feeling it now. They didn't know what they signed up for. Them fucking voters knew what they signed up for. They knew what they signed up for. I refuse to believe that everybody was that stupid. They knew exactly what they was asking for, and they got what they was asking for. And they truly, a majority of them don't give a fuck that it's negatively affecting them, as long as it affects us worse. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. Okay, what am I looking at? I don't know how true this was. I wasn't able to find it. Let me see if I can find it now. In regards to the deportations, there was news that came out on the 28th that said that ICE cut off their hotline, their tip line, because people kept calling in and reporting undocumented immigrants. Well, this is the line that people can call in, the tip line. And majority, 90% of the calls that they were receiving, people were reporting Elon Musk. And I feel like if majority of the time, ICE is going to go look for these people, these people to deport based off the tip hotline. Why they ain't went and got Musk yet? That's all I'm saying. Let me see if that was true though. Let me see if that was true. ICE hotline. ICE hotline. Contact ICE. Let me see. Field officers and overseas immigration enforcement. Who am I contacting? Oh, report crimes and suspected child exploitation. Detained. U.S. and Canada, other countries. Damn, I can't call the number. I was finna call the number to see if they gonna answer. I'm gonna call the number later on, y'all, to see what happens. See if the number's blocked. I'll let y'all know. But they also have a online tip form, but it's open 24 hours a day. So I'm gonna call them to see, and if it is, I'm gonna report Muskie. And I'll give them the documentation that I know of, that which he's saying that he was in this country illegally, so I won't get in trouble for false reporting. Okay, so that's about the freezes. We did that. So apparently, Guantanamo Bay, which is also known as Gitmo, it's a military prison that's located in Cuba. Dumb Donald is claiming that he's going to ship the deported people to Guantanamo Bay. He keeps saying criminals and things like that, but as we can see from these deportations that's been happening, a lot of people aren't criminals. They've been going into elementary schools. These babies ain't criminals. They're going into the elementary schools to try to lure the children's parents there and detain them. People who are getting picked up who are United States citizens just because they speak Spanish. They keep picking up Puerto Rican citizens, forgetting that Puerto Rico is part of the United States. Taking them away in cuffs, and then maybe like a day later or hours later they're released without a way to get back home. But a lot of citizens, there have been some former military vets that have been picked up and taken in by ICE. I personally believe that's kidnapping. If I was one of these people that were picked up and detained and held against my will, just for you thinking that I'm an immigrant, I will be going after you for kidnapping. That's just me. But yeah, he's going to put these people in Gitmo. Now, I thought Gitmo closed. Let me check that. "22 years ago, this week, the U.S. opened a military prison called Guantanamo Bay." I thought it was closed. Oh, okay. The prison remains open today. It currently still holds 30 men who have been criminally charged and has been there due to 9/11. It has been held since 9/11 with no trial. 30 people. Gitmo can hold 30,000 people, but there's been 30 people held in this prison since the 9/11 events happened, and they have never been criminally charged and being held there without a trial. That's crazy. I thought Obama had closed it, but it says Obama did not close. He failed to close Gitmo during his presidency. Wow. So, from what I know, every time they deport someone, the plane holds approximately 80 people that they could take out. Now, a lot of people don't know, planes have been leaving the United States with people who are being deported back to countries like Mexico and Cuba and Venezuela and, for years. That's how their deportation program works. So the fact that there's planes going back to these countries with deportees is not new. What's been considered to be what the new thing is that they've been using military aircraft. So a lot of these countries do not like the fact that the military are bringing them in, because it makes it appear as if there's a military attack or some type of military plan or something like that that's about to happen. So if they're not bringing them over there in commercial planes, they will not accept them. But also, they do not like the conditions or the treatment that they've heard that a lot of these deported people have been provided with. Lack of food, being beat up, things of that nature, separation from their families. A lot of that stuff is happening. A lot of these countries don't agree with it. So that is a few reasons why these planes have been turned around. But from what I found was that it's taken $700,000 just to deport those 80 people. There's supposed to be somewhere between 11 to 13 million people that he plans to deport. And just for 80 people, it costs $700,000. So let me see if I can get these numbers correct. Where my calculator go? Calculator. So, 13 million people. That's 13 million. Okay. Divided by 80. That's because that's approximately how many people get on these planes. So that means you have to have 162,500 planes at a cost of $700,000. that is $113,750,000,000 that it will cost the tax-paying people to deport all the people that Dumb Donald wishes to deport. Now, like I said, Guantanamo Bay can hold up to 30,000 people. So if it's taking $700,000 for 80 people, let's see how much it costs to deport the 300,000 or 30,000. 30,000 divided by 80 people times 700,000. It will cost $262,500,000 just to take 30,000 people to Guantanamo Bay. Okay, now again, Guantanamo Bay is on a military base. It's a prison that's on the military base. That means they're going to spend $262,500,000 to move these people to Gitmo, and then they got to spend additional money to feed and house all of these people. Because for the last 22 years, there's only been 30 residents in Gitmo. Now you're finna add 30,000 more. That's a lot of money that it's going to cost America, which is going to come in the form of taxpayer dollars to just take care of those 30,000. But then there's still going to be another 11,700,000 left over still to deport. That's craziness. That's craziness. I'm missing all kind of stuff here. Okay, so let me go back. Okay. I believe he absolutely helped his boy get the votes. No doubt. No doubt. Okay, Anna says, remember Philadelphia was the capital in 1790 to 1800. While the White House was built, they want to go back. You know, I didn't remember. I didn't remember that, but that makes sense. Get a few hundred. Yeah, based off of what I know, they hold 30,000. And he wants to hold tens of thousands of people in concentration camps. Yeah, I believe that. I know he's going to try to get those concentration camps. Some folks at TSA even believe that District of Columbia is part of the USA. Don't even believe the district. You know, the reason why most people don't consider District of Columbia part of the United States is because it's not a state. A lot of people assume the District of Columbia is a state. It's not a state at all. And they did not want to make it a state because they did not want where the White House and the president lived to be controlled or governed by one specific state. They didn't want one specific state to have benefits that the other states didn't have. So that's why DC is still just a district. But it is still part of the United States. But yeah, it's not a state though. Canada, he's trying to make a state though, which is stupid. Oh my God, every time I think about that shit, he's trying to make Canada a state. His oldest son has been sent to Greenland, because you know he's trying to take over Greenland and he's trying to take over Panama. Has been sent to Greenland to enforce military action, a military stronghold to actually punk them into becoming part of America. Or Dumb Donald also announced that he's going to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Who the fuck owns the Gulf of America? Whose body of water does that belong to? I didn't know. I didn't think it belonged to America. I thought it belonged to Mexico. Just like the Mississippi River is part of the United States. I didn't think that the Gulf of Mexico belonged to the United States, but they're going to rename it the Gulf of America. And Google said that they are going to honor his wishes, because wherever the president decides to name a certain area, then they abide by whatever that name is. Mount Denali, that is currently Mount Denali. Used to be Mount McKinley. And President Obama changed the name from Mount McKinley to Mount Denali because he was given that land, paying homage to the natives that were from that area, that land was taken from. And so Dumb Donald is reversing that as well. He's changing Mount Denali back to I think probably Mount McKinley. He might be trying to name it after him. Ain't no fucking telling. I still would be calling the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, when Google said it, I was like, let me check to see if they did it already. Google Maps. Google Maps. Because I GPSed it the other day and it was still the Gulf of Mexico when I GPSed it the other day. Gulf of Mexico. It's still currently the Gulf of Mexico right now. Who has territorial rights over the Gulf of Mexico? Who has territorial rights over the Gulf of Mexico? Give me some answers. So Mexico claims a 12 nautical mile territorial sea, while the United States only claims 3 nautical miles. So there's a total of 15 nautical miles of the Gulf of Mexico, and Dumb Donald is going to rename the whole Gulf, and he has no ownership. Or I could see him renaming the 3 miles in which belongs to the United States. That 3 miles, is it 3 miles? 3 nautical miles. 3 nautical miles. In the USA, the Submerged Land Act of 1953 established the territorial seas for Texas and Florida's Gulf of Mexico against 3 leagues, and Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana as 3 miles. So the area along Texas, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, that stretch of land going out 3 nautical miles, is what is considered part of the United States. The rest of it is considered part of Mexico. So if he chooses to name that little stretch that's right there by the United States, I could understand that. It would make sense. But to try to rename the whole thing of majigme, no, dog. It like what you say, Anna? You said Gulf of Mexico and Denali forever. So let me figure out what's going on with Denali. Mount Denali, have they changed it yet? Mount Denali, officially known as Mount McKinley, it's the highest mountain peak in North America. Alaskans say that he can change the name of Denali if he want to, but he can't make the people call it Mount McKinley. The people will still call it Mount Denali. That's kind of how I feel about Twitter. I don't care that Elon changed it to X. It's Twitter. It's gonna always be Twitter to me. So yeah, Google Map users in the U.S. will see Gulf of Mexico renamed to the Gulf of America. When is supposed to happen? The changes will not take effect until the government update those site listings in the Geographic Names Information System, an official database that includes descriptions and locations for millions of places in the U.S. As of Tuesday morning, the Gulf of Mexico and Denali still appear in the directory. There's some crazy shit. It's like some stuff. Like, who put this in his head? Like, who sat down with him and said, you know what, I think we should change the name of the Gulf of Mexico? Is that going to make him responsible for the hurricane victims that are affected by the storms that brew up out of the Gulf of Mexico when it becomes the Gulf of America? Or we gonna stop naming the hurricanes and the tropical storms with Latino names? It won't be Hurricane Hector or tropical storm, Rosita. We're gonna start using English names. Is that what's gonna happen? What is the point of this? I don't understand. He's just trying to establish dominance. That's all he's trying to do. He's trying to act like he got big dick energy, but he really don't. He really don't. It will forever be the Gulf of Mexico to me. I mean, I felt that same way about Egypt, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember growing up, Egypt was always a part of Africa. But if you look at the map now, they claim Egypt is part of the Middle East. It was never part of the Middle East. I think I still got my original map from back when Egypt was part of Africa. Matter of fact, if you fly on a plane to Africa, to Egypt today, they're going to say that you landed in Africa. But if you look at the map, it says it's in the Middle East. It will always be Africa to me. But they trying to make sure that Jesus ain't black, so they made him Middle Eastern according to the new map. Whatever. Whew, child. Okay, let's see. Am I missing anything? Alright, I'm not missing anything. I have been on here running my mouth for far too long. I'm starting to choke. Thank y'all for coming out here with me. I'm going to get off of here. So for those of y'all who still want to name the hurricanes after his family, call it Eric, Ivanka, Tiffany, JD. He done had so many names. He could be all kind of different shit storms. Oh, child. But if for those of y'all who still want to go out on a Saturday night, y'all still got time to, because I'm about to go and shut this down. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for watching. Once this video loads, it'll probably have some time stamps if you want to go on here and play back some things. I know I did almost like a 2-hour rant about the boycott situation, but I felt it in my soul that I needed to speak on that because it was really pissing me off, and it was pissing me off to hear some of my content creator friends speak on that matter as well, in regards to why we can't unify. That was really fucking me up. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you, Anna, DZJ, Avril. My mom was here for a minute. My cousin was here for a second. The writer Archer was here. L Boogie was in the building. I thank all of y'all for coming through. I don't want to miss nobody. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody? I want to make sure I got everybody. DJ, I think I got everybody. Oh, ain't that something? Look at Sonya Renee. I don't want to miss you, girl, because you be in the building. Sonya Renee be in the building. Okay, I think that's everybody. I really appreciate y'all coming out, and even for those who are here who didn't say anything in the chat, thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by as well. I will see y'all in the next video, and I'll let y'all know what's really going on with me. Like I said, I'm home. Well, I may not be home. My doctor said that I'm not supposed to be walking for prolonged periods of time, be standing for prolonged periods of time, and no driving at all, which is basically my job. So unless my office can find me another office to go work in where I could just do the straight desk work or something like that, then I will not be going back to work until after June 30th. A mighty long time. And I gotta fight them to make sure I get paid. Because I can't go another 5 months without income. When I had my car accident, remember, I didn't have no income because there was not a work-related injury. This one happens to be an injury that happened at work, so there's a good chance that workers' compensation will compensate me for being at home if they can't find me some other place to go work. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all, I will see y'all in the next video. Thank y'all for coming again. Peace.